liberty, and justice for all. And now, class of 2018 member Anna Haber will lead us in singing the national anthem. Please be seated. On behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, and board of directors, I extend a warm welcome to the parents, family members, friends, and invited guests of the members of the class of 2018. We are so happy to have all of you with us this evening, and even happier that we are streaming these proceedings online to those who are not able to be with us to share in the moment. I want to take a moment to recognize my predecessor once removed, who is here with us this evening. Mr. William Shergalis, MMI President from 2001 to 2008, is here with his wife, Mickey. Would you both stand and be recognized? I would also ask the members of the Board of Directors to stand and be recognized for the extraordinary volunteer contributions they make to this school. It takes an exceptional faculty and staff to inspire, guide, nurture, and elevate young people to the heights of academic, athletic, extracurricular, and personal excellence that might otherwise elude them under lesser circumstances. I would ask that the faculty and staff of MMI, coaches and administrators included, stand and be recognized. And finally, I want to welcome the members of the class of 2018 to this capstone event. This evening is all about you, and you have worked long and hard to get here. Ladies and gentlemen, the stats on the class of 2018 are impressive. Let me share some with you. The members of the class of 2018 were accepted to 73% of the schools to which they applied. They amassed $8.1 million in merit scholarship offers from those colleges. 68% of the class participated in varsity athletics this year, and 4 were named to fall and winter all-league teams. 8 of them graduated from junior leadership Hazleton, and 1 graduated from junior leadership Wilkes-Barre. That's over 20% of the class. 12 of them qualified for the Future Business Leaders of America's state leadership competition this year, and 2 will be attending the national conference in Baltimore in June. 6 members of the class placed first at the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Sciences regional competition and moved on to the state competition, where they captured 4 first-place finishes and 2 second-place finishes. One of them served on the student board of directors of Hazleton Can Do. 14 of them have been named Hazleton Elks Students of the Month. And I could go on and on and on. I will personally remember the class of 2018 as a class that came together for the common good at two particularly critical points during the school year. The first was freshman orientation, and the second was MMI Spirit Day, both of which occurred in the opening weeks of the school year. Through a united purpose of welcoming the freshmen to the upper school, and then shepherding the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th grades through a fun-filled afternoon of well-planned activities, the class of 2018 put aside normal intra-class affiliations and rivalries, acted as one body, and led the school to highly successful outcomes. During my 2 years here, I've especially enjoyed individual interactions with the members of the class of 2018. Each of this year's seniors has made their mark on me in one way or another, and it seems fitting as a parting memorial that I should share with each of the members of the class of 2018 one of the many lasting imprints I will carry forward of them. Jacob Schwabe, my bingo guru and inspirational optimist. Caitlin Klein, Cirque du Soleil caliber gymnast. Zach Guerra, car doctor, deer slayer, my math class evader. Jet Chen, voracious reader, checked out more novels from the MMI library during his time here than any other senior. Gunnar Jankowskis, supreme champion of fairness. Nick Cantone turned an unhappy junior year into a joyful, rewarding, and unforgettable senior year. Gabby Kupcho, all-time volleyball service point record holder. Josh Kalida Kane, unassuming seeker of new and unique experiences. Mercy Centrella, enthusiasm, diligence, and kindness personified. Michael Bademo, intense athletic competitor with razor focus. Aaron Harmon, the trombone shorty of MMI. Lauren Banyas, my go-to person for Jack Wiggins sitting. He loves her. Talia Lagerfo made me the chief water balloon filler at Spirit Day 2017. Hunter O'Clair, wicked good actor, wicked witch of the West. Hava Kornblatt, passionate and invested advocate for social justice. Mahad Muhammad, perfectly played the unctuous Salve de Soto at last year's state mock trial competition. Julia Snyder, relentless pursuer of artistic excellence, empress of prom decorating. George Palermo approaches everything with focused abandon and determination. Jack Millay, born to run, and boy can he. Anna Haber, captivating singer, especially when performing the national anthem. Anya Duraco, accomplished artist and a math whisperer. Mark Sitch, happy ROV problem solver. Ben Lloyd, lighthearted critical questioner. Stephanie Zellner, the never say no volunteer and 6-Pete class president. Sydney Karpovich, unparalleled entrepreneurial spirit and acumen. James Lambert, China-bound to NYU Shanghai next year. Can you give me a yeah? Robert Murphy, the Quipmeister of MMI. Abby Paul, cheerleading squad MVP and tri-sport letter winner. Kyle Flatko, hilarious and spot-on performance as a really bad actor giving a really bad audition in the Fall 1X. Maddie Perchak, kindred Jeep owner to the 18-year-old version of myself. I'm jealous every time I see you driving that. Dan McBride, robotics taught him that trying things out will trump seeming impossibility. Kaylin McGran, resilient, tenacious, loyal. Lauren Freeman, most improved player in the academic realm. Cole Winter, the hockey kid, packing an honors level GPA. No puckhead here. Angel Allday, accomplished violinist and savvy student leader. Jackie Braunstein, thoughtful and keen observer of people and the choices they make. Mark Lobitz, incomparable sports announcer general of the annual freshman-senior softball game. And Lauren Babinetz, initial critic who allowed me to earn her respect, and I really appreciated that. By my count, that should be all 38 of you. Did I miss anyone? It has been my true privilege to have shared the last 2 years of your prep school careers with you. I thank you for that privilege, and I wish you the very best of luck as you take on your next challenges, MMI ready. Thanks for listening. We are extremely fortunate to have Mr. John Hersker, MMI Class of 1976, as our board chair. Mr. Hersker's family previously owned, and he worked at, the historic Hersker Theater located on West Broad Street in West Hazleton. The theater was founded in 1915. Mr. Hersker believes in the power of cinema and using relevant films to teach young people about important life lessons. He has built his very successful career on his love of movies. Mr. Hersker was a former Paramount Pictures executive vice president and spent over 27 years of his working career at Paramount. His final role was that of executive vice president, distribution. He spent 2 years as the chief operating officer at Copper Beach Capital before moving on to Movie Tavern as the president and chief executive officer. Movie Tavern, founded in 2001, is a chain of theaters featuring full-service dining in addition to first-run movies. Movie Tavern operates theaters across 23 locations in 9 states. In September 2013, Movie Tavern was acquired by New Orleans-based Southern Theaters. With that acquisition, Southern became the 8th largest theater company in North America, and Mr. Hersker stayed on to assist with the transition for 1 year before leaving the company. Mr. Hersker's most current project is Flashback Cinema, a program he developed that celebrates classic movies on the big screen. Various theater operators around the country participate in the program, and a different classic movie is presented each week. Films are programmed as a series, 6 weeks at a time. In addition to his work at MMI, Mr. Hersker serves on the board of directors at the F.M. Kirby Center and is the vice chair of the board of directors at Bryn Mawr Film Institute. He served as the 2011 commencement speaker here at MMI and has established 2 separate scholarship programs at MMI which support the attendance of 4 students each year. Please join me in welcoming MMI's Chairman of the Board of Directors, Mr. John Hersker, class of 1976.
Thank you, Mr. Wiggins. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening, class of 2018. I just have to say that standing over there during the Star Spangled Banner, I was so captivated by Anna Haber's beautiful rendition of our national anthem that we were halfway through the Star Spangled Banner before I realized that I was facing away from the American flag and that it was behind me. And our Founders Day speaker, Mallory Brown, was such a good sport that she stood there with me facing this direction when we should have been looking the other way. So thank you for that. I do know where the American flag is. It's over there. So this is the night that the class of 2018, of course, has been waiting for and indeed have been working for from the time you first came to this place. Now, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the MMI Preparatory School, congratulations on having met the high standards and qualifications necessary to become graduates of MMI. For you, this occasion marks the end of one road and the beginning of another. After tonight, you will no longer be high school students. You will be young women and men out in the world, eager, excited, and perhaps a little anxious about the great adventure that lies before you. But before we get into the business at hand and send you on your way, let's take a moment to recognize those members of the MMI community who have helped and supported you in your life's journey up to this point, and who tonight celebrate your success. When I was in your place on a warm spring evening such as this, as a graduating member of the class of 1976, the thought of one day serving on MMI's board of directors was the furthest thing from my mind. If the same can be said for you, take note. You may one day find yourself in this position. MMI's board of directors is a group of accomplished men and women who volunteer their time out of love for this school, and it is a privilege to serve with them. Many board members are, like me, alumni, and some are parents of current or former students. We have different vocations, backgrounds, and life experiences, but we are united in important ways. We take very seriously the board's responsibility for the strategic direction of the school. We draw inspiration from the young people of MMI, and seeing students like you graduate is extremely gratifying to us. We also share a deep responsibility for perpetuating the legacy of MMI's founders and benefactors, Eckley and Sophia Cox. These two remarkable individuals established and nurtured this institution, which has evolved from a night school for coal miners into a world-class preparatory school. The philanthropic spirit of the Coxes lives on in the many modern benefactors of MMI, some of whom are memorialized in the parts of the MMI campus that they made possible. They serve as a reminder of the countless donors whose gifts, large and small, sustain the school's mission to provide a quality education to all who meet our standards, regardless of their ability to pay. Indeed, the substantial need-based financial aid that MMI provides would not be possible were it not for our generous donors, many of whom are here tonight, and we are very thankful for those donors. We are also thankful for MMI's dedicated staff and faculty who strive daily to make the school better, and who feel a personal stake in the success of each student. No doubt you, class of 2018, already understand the benefit of having great teachers that inspire you and challenge you to learn. It is likely that in the years to come, the impact they have had on your lives will loom even larger. You will want to thank them again, but let's thank them now. The class of 2018 is the first to graduate after a full year with Mr. Scott Wiggins as our permanent head of school. Mr. Wiggins came to us last year as the interim head. As we got to know him, and as he came to fall in love with MMI, well, as they say in the movies, it was the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Thank you, Mr. Wiggins, for your caring and engaged leadership of our school. Graduates, all of these people have contributed to your success, success that you have earned. But perhaps those that did the most to make this night possible are the ones that made you possible, your parents. Your families have given of themselves, both financially and with their time, to provide the MMI education that prepares you for college and life. On behalf of not only the board, but of all who work at MMI, thank you to the families of our graduates. Tonight, class of 2018, we're here to celebrate you. The many people who have shared this journey with you take pride and pleasure in your success. Tuesday's baccalaureate featured many fine performances by talented 2018 graduates. And the evening culminated in your singing as a class Frank Sinatra's signature song, My Way, with a passion and an intensity that I think would have pleased Sinatra. I imagine that if Frank Sinatra were alive, he would congratulate you for your stirring rendition of My Way. And he might say, "Good for you, kids. You got yourself an MMI education, and you did it your way." So once again, class of 2018, congratulations. May God be with you as you go forth from this place. The world is open to you. Get out there and live your lives and do it your way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hersker. A wonderful tradition at MMI that illustrates why each class is unique is the class banner. Please give your attention to the banner displayed to the right of the graduating seniors. I would ask that the banner's designer, Anna Haber, stand. In describing her design, Anna said, quote, "The memories and stories that we have made together at MMI are what inspired my banner's design. Over our time at MMI, we have made our own unique class history, which inspired our class quote, 'Making History.' You can't see it, but the I is a 1, and the S is an 8 for 18. So if you get a chance before you leave tonight, take a close look at it. Now let me find my place again. I chose to include our quote because the memories of our successes and our failures, our good times and our bad times, are priceless stories that we will take with us for the rest of our lives. As we move on from MMI and into college and beyond, we will continue to tell our stories and continue to make history," end quote. Anna, that was great. Thank you. We are proud of the class of 2018 and thankful for all you have brought to MMI. The 2018 class banner will join those of previous classes hanging in the cafeteria for future generations of MMI students to admire. And now we move on to the Salutatorian and Valedictorian addresses. To rise to the top of a class as talented as the class of 2018 is a significant distinction. The two members of the class who will address you this evening are very deserving of their honor and place in the class. They have both worked exceptionally hard in all of their subjects, and their achievements speak for themselves. Earlier today, each of them was presented with a medal, and those medals represent the Eckley B. Cox Jr. Memorial Prize for Scholarship. The first medal was presented to class salutatorian Aaron Harmon. Aaron is the son of Ronald and Yvonne Harmon of drums. And Aaron, would you please come forward? There you go. Is that okay? You want to hire him? Say when.
A little bit down. That's good.
Okay. You want it closer to you?
That should be good.
I gotta tighten it. Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Have at it.
Good evening, Ms. Brown, Mr. Wiggins, Mr. Hersker, Mr. Vincent, members of the board, faculty and staff, parents, family, friends, and my fellow graduates. It's strange that this is my last graduation. For the past 4 years, I've been attending graduation as a part of MMI's chamber ensemble. For those of you who don't know, that's what we call the ladies and gentlemen over there who play the background music to our graduation. Hi, chamber ensemble. If you attended graduation last year, you would have heard me, the lone trombone and the ensemble of strings. Every year we play 4 things: the processional, the national anthem, the alma mater, and the recessional. Since I was the only horn player in the mostly string instrument ensemble, I would play the cello parts since they're written in bass clef, which is what most trombone music is written in. One notable difference between the cello and the trombone is that cellists don't have to find time to breathe in between notes. Some of the cello music was difficult for exactly that reason. It was challenging to find a good spot to breathe without missing anything. Between these numbers, we sit and listen to the graduation speakers. During my time sitting over there between songs, I got a chance to breathe. And being here at graduation all these years has allowed me to see quite a few graduation speeches, and every year I'm impressed by their eloquence. Actually, that's not entirely accurate. You see, every year I've sat in the leftmost seat of the front row, and every year there's been this wonderful bush over next to the risers, conveniently placed directly between my seat and the podium, completely blocking my view. I've heard quite a few graduation speeches, but I haven't actually seen any. Moving up here offers a different perspective. Maybe it's a better one. Now I can see whoever's speaking at the podium, and I can breathe easier. But it's also one that distances me from where I was before. When I look out at you, it's very easy to not see the seat where I used to sit. But it's important to me that I remember where I used to be and all the people I bonded with while I was there. Soon we will all have a change of perspective, the move from high school to college, and it's important we don't forget our time here at MMI and the people who helped us through it. The friends you've made here can be your friends for life, but if you aren't going to the same college, it can be very easy to move on and forget about your old friends. It will be even easier to drift away from any underclassmen friends you may have, as they will not be going through the same changes that you will, and they'll still have their classmates to keep them company. Now that you won't see each other in school every day, it becomes much more difficult to stay close to one another. But in today's increasingly connected world, you have all the tools you need to stay in touch, whether it be Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, or just having each other's phone numbers. All you need to do is make an effort to stay connected. We all know how important networking is in college, and the beginning of your network could be your high school friends. The friends you've made in high school are likely to be your closest friends. You've had up to 7 years stuck with these people, giving you a chance to bond, but in college, you'll likely only have 4. Your high school friends could wind up being the best man or maid of honor at your wedding. Your high school friends could be the godparents of your children. Maybe you and your friends from here can make something amazing, like start a business, or a band, or a charity, or maybe even a professional egg-tossing competition. It all depends on whether or not you decide to keep in touch with the friends you've made here at MMI. Don't leave your memories of your time here behind either. Whether it's what you've learned or the experiences you've had, these have shaped who you are today. And don't remember only the good times. Your bad memories help you grow as a person, and the lessons you've learned will always be useful. While we shouldn't forget about our past, we also have no choice but to look towards the future. The wonderful thing about moving into college is that nobody knows you. This is your chance to leave behind a reputation you've acquired, or something about yourself you don't like. Don't be afraid to change. Once you get to college, if what you're doing doesn't live up to your expectations, or you find you love doing something that you never knew about before, it's fine to change paths. As the wise Hunter O'Clair once said, sometimes you just have to throw an Altoid into the lake. Turning away from a dead-end road could be your first step towards success. In a few short months, we will all be moving on to college, and from there to bigger and better things. I have no doubt that in a short time we'll be hearing about great things that you all are doing. This class will become doctors, lawyers, and businessmen, but also musicians, actors, artists, ambassadors, entrepreneurs, and scientists. This is a class of diverse interests, and each of us excels in one way or another. Now we must continue our success at MMI into college, and then move on to be successful adults. Of course, we aren't perfect. We all have our flaws. Maybe you have really bad eyesight, or aren't good at math, or maybe you just drink a little bit too much soda. But despite those things, I couldn't have asked for a better class to graduate alongside. Good luck, seniors. Don't drink and drive. Thank you, and congratulations.
The second Eckley B. Cox Jr. Memorial Prize for Scholarship was presented today to our valedictorian, Gabriella Cupshow. Gabriella is the daughter of Dr. Robert and Diane Cupshow of drums. Gabriella, you want to come up? Here, you want it a little closer to you? Okay, hold on. Let me get this. That's it. You good? Let her rip.
Good evening, Ms. Brown, Mr. Hershker, Mr. Wiggins, Mr. Vincent, members of the board, faculty and staff, parents, family and friends, and my fellow graduates. Thank you all for joining us as we celebrate the long journey of the MMI class of 2018. It should not go without mentioning that if it weren't for each and every one of you, my class and I would not be standing here today. It seems our life has always been a series of questions. They could be as simple as your mom asking you if your room is clean, or your friends asking you what time you went to hang, or as hard as Mr. Garvey asking us what the acceleration of the car is, or Senorita asking our Spanish class why we're always so confused. Maybe even Anya asking us what food we all want from the knot. Or, if you're like me, it was always people asking me how tall I am. But I think we can all agree there is one question that is by far the hardest to answer, and that is, what do you want to be when you grow up? When we were 6, our parents asked us, and we gave a plethora of responses. For me, it was always a doctor. For Jack, it was an Olympian. For Kaylin, a princess. And for Mark, the president. Then we got a little older and our minds changed. For Jack, it's a physicist. For Kaylin, a nurse. And for Mark, the president. However, some of us weren't so sure what we wanted back then. In fact, some of us still aren't so sure what we want. There are 3 words that we can find so hard to say. 3 words that we are embarrassed to admit, yet when we do, we find relief and humility in our own admittance. 3 words that sufficiently convey our true emotion and place a limit upon our knowledge. These 3 words are I don't know. As people, we always seem to want to know everything, to prove others wrong and come out victorious. In fact, we can get so caught up in seeking the reassurance of others that we tend to falsely answer a question just for the sake of answering it. I'm sure everyone here has heard the phrase, fake it till you make it. But this could not be a more misleading quote. Faking knowledge is not something that shows strength and intelligence, but instead weakness and ignorance. It is not until we learn to realize what we do know and accept what we don't know that we can truly decide who we are and what we want to become. It is not until we learn to answer questions honestly that we can be honest with ourselves and the people around us. I, too, plan to incorporate this mantra into my life, and I am proud to say that the next time Hunter asks me a ridiculously obscure geography question, instead of guessing, I will admit I don't know and take the teasing with grace. So I challenge you, class of 2018, the next time you take that math test and don't know the derivative of the function, try being honest with yourself. Maybe even try writing I don't know. Being truthful pays off. Some colleges actually now administer tests that award 1 point for a correct answer and subtract a point for a wrong answer, while awarding half a point for simply writing I don't know. Learn your limits. Learn to learn. And that is how we will learn who we are. A wise woman who starred on Saturday Night Live named Gilda Radner once said, "Life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best of it without knowing what's going to happen next." Now, for all the parents who I'm sure are feeling a little sad or proud, overwhelmed, or maybe even happy, it's okay for you to also admit that you don't know. Perhaps you don't know what to feel right now, or how to take it all in, or if you're like my mom, you don't know what you're going to do with yourself when your child leaves. I wish there was something I could say to give you some closure at this turning point in you and your child's lives, but unfortunately, I can't give you an answer because I don't know. However, I do know that each and every one of your children is going to be successful. And I know you might be wondering, how does she know that? And my answer to you would be that this is a small school, in case you haven't noticed. And I've gotten to know every single one of your children, my classmates, in a way I never thought possible. I know Julia loves to dance, even though her sister might be better than she. I know Maddie loves SpongeBob on a level that nobody but I would understand. I know Jackie loves to sing, even though she never gives herself enough credit for the talent she truly possesses. I know Ben works at Wawa, but then again, I guess everyone kind of knows Ben works at Wawa. The point is, parents, I know your children are special, so you don't have to worry that you don't know what the future holds for your child, because part of life is about not knowing. Don't let your current sadness cease your unconditional love and support for your child, because now is when we need it the most. Behind every young child who believes in themselves are parents who believed first. Now to my fellow classmates. I know you may be feeling some of the same emotions as your parents: sad, proud, overwhelmed, happy, or maybe even scared. I can tell you that you are not alone. I feel them too. What I find to be soothing at confusing times like these are to think back and reflect on the points of my life where I felt clarity. Think back on your high school career. Remember all the fun times you had with your families, friends, times we've had together as a class, and carry that with you as you enter the next stage of your life. Carry with you the happiness and unity our class bond has given to every single one of us, and never let it go. Take your high school successes and let them fuel you into a successful college career. Take that PJAS first place award or that district title we got in basketball and came so close to in volleyball, and let them remind you of your potential, because you all have it. Find whatever motivates you and run with it. Don't let anybody take it away from you. You're all wonderful friends, students, athletes, and people. Don't be afraid of change, and don't be afraid because you don't know what happens next. I don't know either, but now is the time to find yourself, to find what makes you happy. Take a wrong turn and get lost somewhere, or maybe even major in something you have no idea how to make a career out of. Change your mind and change it again, because nothing is permanent. Make as many mistakes as you can. Say, I don't know, as many times as you can. That way, someday, when people ask us what we want to be, we won't have to guess, we'll know. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2018.
Well done. Thank you, Gabby. And thank you, Aaron. Those were terrific. So now on to some awards and honors. This class has earned many awards and received numerous recognitions that were announced previously. That said, tonight we present 3 of our most prestigious honors. The Joseph A. Tchaikovsky Class of 48 Memorial Prize for Mathematics and Science is awarded to a member of the class of 2018 who has the highest combined grade point average in math and science throughout their 4-year upper school experience. The award is named for a distinguished alumnus of MMI who studied engineering at Penn State and was an outstanding professional engineer. The award was founded in memory of Joseph A. Tchaikovsky by his daughter, Miss Tchaikovsky-Merlot, MMI class of 1980, and a member of the MMI Board of Directors until her unexpected and untimely passing 18 months ago. Lisa's husband, Tony Merlot, is here tonight to present the award in Lisa's honor. Through the years he shared with Lisa, Tony grew to become a major fan of MMI in his own right, and we are delighted to have him here with us. Tony, will you come forward to present the award? The Joseph A. Tchaikovsky Class of 48 Memorial Prize for Mathematics and Science is presented to Gabriella Kupcho. Dave, are we taking pictures? We are not. Congratulations, Gabby. The next award. The Freeland Rotary Club established the Rotary Service Above Self Award to recognize and acknowledge a young person who, by his or her action, has personified the Rotary motto of service above self in their school and community. It is one of 2 awards selected by the MMI faculty. I would like to invite Mr. Vincent to come forward and present this award. Actually, I believe we have Nikki. please come forward to present the award.
Hi, I'm Nikki Kokaiko. I'm the current president of the Freeland Rotary. Every year we give out these awards, and it never surprises me to see that in this world of ours and growing problems, we're able to see that our children are the future of our world, and there is still plenty of them that make us all proud. This year's winner is no exception. Among the services that this child has given to school and community are a volunteer at school wherever needed, which was already mentioned today, a student ambassador team member for new students coming in, peer tutor, varsity volleyball, chamber ensemble, future business leaders, drama club, editor-in-chief for the yearbook, a volunteer at church events, a volunteer at Providence Place, and class president since the 7th grade. I know what you're thinking, the same thing I was. When did she have time to study? Without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to present this award to this year's recipient of the Rotary Service Above Self, to Stephanie Zellner.
Why don't you come out here, Nikki, and we are going to take. Congratulations. Thank you. The Faculty Award is presented to the student who displays basic goodness and honesty while being a good example for their peers in his or her own way. The student is emotionally mature and treats others with empathy, compassion, and concern. The selected student displays qualities of humility, wholesomeness, and industry. The entire faculty selects the recipient from a number of worthy candidates. This year's honoree represents the ideals of this award to a T. Mr. Vincent will present the award. To Lauren Freeman. Lauren is the daughter of Marissa Freeman of Freeland and the late David Freeman. I would call your attention to the printed program which lists the additional honors, awards, and recognitions earned by this class of 2018. The program also contains a list of their college acceptances and scholarships. Congratulations to all of our award and scholarship recipients. And now it is time to hear from the president of the class of 2018. Demonstrating extraordinary commitment to voluntary undertakings of all kinds, our senior class president has carried the responsibility of leading her class since the 7th grade. In addition to her leadership responsibilities as class president, she has been a pivotal member of the varsity volleyball team, a member and officer of our Future Business Leaders of America chapter, stage manager of the MMI Prepper Playhouse, and editor-in-chief of the MMI yearbook, just to mention a few of her extracurricular endeavors. It is now my pleasure to present to you the president of the class of 2018, Stephanie Zellner.
Welcome, Mr. Wiggins, Mr. Hershker, Ms. Brown, Mr. Vincent, members of the board, faculty, friends, family, moms, dads, Jack's just outside, my fellow graduates. I'd like to start off by apologizing in advance for my wavering voice and shaking hands. Not only is this the most important speech I've ever given, but the most emotional. These 37 individuals seated in front of me are some of the most diverse and intelligent people I've had the pleasure of knowing. Their talents vary from music, academia, athletics, and so much more. It wasn't until I met a certain individual that I figured out that leapfrog could be a talent, but there Daniel sits. I promised myself I would not go through every individual in this class. Well, with 38 of us and all the talents and successes that we have, we could be here all night. I'm genuinely so proud to be a part of this class, regardless of the ups and downs that we have gone through together, the changes we have lived through, and every cringe-worthy photo we have taken. Together, we have endured 2 presidential elections, 4 Olympic Games, and some of the best and worst dance crazes, from the Harlem Shake, the Whip and Nene, and the one that we just can't seem to shake, the dab. Even though it was before our time here at MMI, the person who taught me how to soldier boy at his older brother's birthday party is seated up on this stage. Probably doesn't remember it or want to, but I'll let you wonder who that one was. Anyway, we as a class would not be nearly as successful with the help of our teachers, parents, and mentors right behind us as we have worked our way through high school. I would like to extend a special thanks to all of our teachers and the faculty members who have helped us through it all. From middle school Greek and Latin, to high school German, Spanish, and Chinese. Freshman biology, where we learned that mitochondria was the powerhouse of the cell, which we were reminded of once again not too long ago in Human Phys. Senior history class, where we learned that when you're not sure of an answer, it's always Martin Luther King Jr. MMI is not as great of a school because of luck. It is because of your generosity of yourselves that MMI is as successful and wonderful as it is. Thank you to our parents, who stood behind us through all the drama, late nights, and everything else we have put you through. We would have been very lost without your guidance, rides to and from school, and on some nights, to and from, and back again, and once more, only to do it all again in the morning. No, really, I owe my mom a lot of gas money for his owner's taxi service over 7 years. Not to mention help on projects, proofreading papers, and most importantly, being our personal cheerleaders and our greatest support systems. I would also like to take a moment to thank all of the alumni who have come before us and paved the way for success. You have left some pretty big shoes for us all to fill, but also gave us an amazing group to look up to. Some of my best memories are with the classes that have already walked from this stage away to Highland Cathedral. Many of the classes have been amazing friends, and some went from being friends to becoming family, to not only myself, but other members of this class that sits before you. Finally, I would like to thank my classmates. It has been an amazing experience getting to know each and every one of you. Thank you for all the laughter, tears, many jam sessions in the basement or Mr. Parati's room, all the trips to FBLA, Envirothon, class field trips, and even all the way to Italy or California. Thank you for being some of the best friends I could have asked for and teaching me so much. To echo Aaron, thank you for the memories. I'll never forget them and hope you don't either. Our class has changed a lot from the original group that started here in 6th grade and has only stopped changing this year. We have evolved so much, but we would not be who we are right now if not for those who have come before us. Regardless, I wish all of you the very best and cannot wait to see what the world has in store for you. Now, I know I am far from an inspirational speaker. I have always been more of a quiet shoulder for anyone who needed a friend. So I now look to those who inspired me through the years to tell you exactly what I wish to say to you now, just a bit more eloquently. Now to quote, I don't have very much time these days, so I'll make this quick. Like my life, you know, as we come to this end of this phase of our lives, we find ourselves trying to remember the good times, trying to forget the bad times, and we start to wonder, what am I going to do? Where am I going to be in 10 years? But I say to you now, hey, look at me. Don't worry so much. Because in the end, we all have very little time on this earth. Life is fleeting. And if you are ever distressed, cast your eyes to the summer sky when the stars are strung across the velvet night, when a shooting star streaks through the blackness, turning night into day. Make a wish and think of me. Make your life spectacular. I know I did. Congratulations. Thank you for the memories, and best of luck to the class of 2018.
Thank you, Stephanie. Ms. Mallory Brown is a 2002 graduate of MMI Preparatory School. She attended the University of Notre Dame and majored in political science with a minor in German, graduating in 2006. Ms. Brown began her career at Egon Zander, a global management consulting and executive search firm, immediately upon her graduation from Notre Dame, and has been employed there ever since. She is currently a principal in the firm with responsibilities for digital strategy projects and is the global head of knowledge management. Ms. Brown works and resides in Berlin, Germany. Before taking a position in Berlin in 2011, Ms. Brown worked at the company's Chicago and New York City offices, where she specialized in the healthcare market. She has previously held positions with the firm as the U.S. Life Sciences Practice Specialist, an associate in life sciences, and an analyst in life sciences. Earlier this year, Ms. Brown was awarded an MBA from both Columbia University and London Business School after completing a 20-month program delivered by both institutions to executives who are working full-time. The EMBA Global Columbia London Business School program is ranked 4th globally for executive MBA programs by the Financial Times. While a student at MMI, Ms. Brown was a member of the tennis team and the yearbook club and served as yearbook editor during her senior year. She participated in Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science throughout school and tutored others in math and science. During her time at Notre Dame, she was a member of the marching band and the Notre Dame St. Mary's Irish dance team, and served as an undergraduate admissions tour guide. In February, Ms. Brown visited MMI to speak to the senior class and offer advice about navigating their first steps into college life. She summed up her talk by telling the students to look to their college professors for guidance and to remember to stay patient as they look to find their unique road to the future. We are very excited to have her back on campus tonight. Please join me in welcoming our 2018 Founders Day speaker, Ms. Mallory Brown, class of 2002.
Good evening, Head of School Wiggins, Chairman Hersker, former President Shergalis, Directors of the Board, esteemed faculty, Class of 2018, parents, family, and friends. I'm honored to be here this evening to deliver the Founders Day address. Tonight is the time for celebration. Think about how much you have learned and achieved over the last 7 years while at MMI. Think of how much you all have grown as individuals into the adults who we see before us today. And take just a moment to consider how much more learning, achieving, and growing that you have ahead of you. You have reached this point in your lives through tremendous work ethic and exceptional dedication, but you did not do it by yourself. You had major support from your families and the faculty along the way. As Albert Einstein once said, 100 times every day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depends on the labors of others, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received. So graduates, I ask you to look to your families in the crowd and join me in thanking them for the support and encouragement they have given you so far, and for the ongoing motivation and belief they will have in you as you begin the next phases of your journey. As you go off to colleges and universities across the country, and abroad, as I've seen, this next phase will present you with enormous opportunities, but perhaps more important will be the challenges you experience that will truly shape you and your futures. None of us can get through our lives without confronting challenges and dealing with hardships. Over the next 4 years in particular, you will have moments which will push you and determine the rest of your life. Whether it is related to your schoolwork, your job, or your family, or finding your path, there will be a time where you cannot see the way forward, and you do not know how to cope with the pressure. I recall one such moment in my own life, and the power of cooking helped me put it all into perspective. My father is a chef, and growing up, he used to do most of the cooking on weekends. One weekend in particular, I was studying at the kitchen table and was extremely frustrated by an upcoming test. So it must have been Mrs. Moyer or Mr. Cassatt's class, I'm sure. Seeing my growing exasperation and an impending breakdown, my father made me take a break for what seemed like an ill-timed cooking lesson. He brought me over to the stove and brought 3 pots of water to boil. In the first, he put an egg. In the second, he put a potato. And in the third, he put coffee. As we watched each pot, he told me to think about what was happening to the eggs, the potato, and the coffee. Finally, after a few minutes, he removed each from the stove. He took the egg and put it in a dish, the potato, put it on a plate, and poured the liquid from the third cup and asked, "What's happened here?" After some silence, he answered his own question. When confronted with enormous pressure in life, you need to consider how you want to respond to it. The egg went into the water as something soft and fragile and came out hard and resistant. The potato went in hard and impenetrable and broke down when confronted with the boiling water. But the coffee, when dealing with harsh conditions, instead made something new and wonderful. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. So let me ask each of you, do you want to be the eggs, the potato, or the coffee? I'm sure all of you will answer coffee, not just because you will likely consume a significant amount of it in order to get through the next few years, but because you should never let challenges or difficulties define you. The way in which you react at key points in your life will be what defines you. You will also find that you can learn a lot about yourself from these situations if you reflect on them afterwards. I want each of you to think of a challenging time in the last year and consider how it was that you dealt with that situation. It is not so much about whether you got something right or wrong. After all, success hinges less on getting everything right and much more on how you handle getting things wrong. What were you able to learn from these situations in which you got things wrong? What have you done differently since then as a result? How have you turned a challenging situation in your past into an opportunity for creativity in the future? Many people think that school and learning are one and the same, that when you are finished with school, you are done with learning. But each of us is actually on a lifelong journey of learning. Given the current longevity of this generation, it is predicted that you will live to reach 100 years of age, and that you will work well into your 80s in order to support that lifespan. The college education you receive over the next 4 years will unfortunately not prepare you for the next 80. Instead, it is a building block from which you can determine where your interests and passions lie and build a foundation from which to continue learning. It is the opportunity to study a wide range of topics, to cultivate a deep foundation of skills that you will be able to draw upon regardless of the careers you pursue. Technology and business trends move at such a pace where you may be required to go back to a formal learning environment 1 or 2 more times after university. In the book, The 100-Year Life, the authors Grattan and Scott suggest that today's young generation could have 2 or even 3 careers, which do not resemble at all the current 9-to-5 work environment, which has been a staple of the labor market of the last century. So as you each continue your education, be open and curious to what ideas and topics interest you the most, and then learn all you can about them. As you do so, be open to opportunities as they present themselves to you. While you may not be able to pursue your passion in the first step of your career, it may become what you focus on in the future of your career. What happens when you pursue this curiosity versus trying to chase success and perfection? Coffee, or more specifically, Starbucks happens. In the 70s and 80s, Starbucks was originally a small retail coffee bean store. One of its earliest employees, Howard Schultz, however, saw that in Italy, coffee shops were central to building a sense of community. People developed relationships with their neighbors and built lasting friendships that significantly enriched the daily lives and communities of those that lived there. He had the vision that Starbucks, instead of just being a small retail store, had enormous potential to bring the same community atmosphere to America. He had to leave Starbucks in order to follow this vision, He started with one shop, which then eventually acquired Starbucks and turned into the $22 billion company that we all know today. He says that his story is as much one of perseverance and drive as it is of talent and luck. For a few months in his life, he thought all was hopeless. But with this relentlessness and hard work, he was able to make seemingly unachievable things a reality. Howard grew up in the projects in Jamaica Bay in New York. He won a football scholarship to attend college, else he would not have been able to go, and he studied communications. After college, he worked at a ski lodge before entering into the sales program at Xerox, before moving on to Perstorp, a Swedish housewares company, where he noticed an odd spike in his sales data from a customer, which was a retail coffee shop in Seattle. That may seem a little larger than life, so perhaps an example closer to home. In my own life, this type of curiosity is leading to the second phase of my own career. I work for a global consulting and executive search firm, Egon Zehnder, which hires senior executives into the leading companies across industries and sectors. Fresh out of college, I started out by focusing on the healthcare space, specifically top R&D executives in the pharmaceutical and biotechnology sectors. I would routinely get frustrated by how inefficient our data and technology were to work with. I regularly made suggestions about how it could be better. Probably as a punishment for what IT considered constant complaints, I was put on a side project to think through how we integrate data from 25 separate systems into one global system. Through the team overseeing that project, I found myself at dinner with Friedrich, the new global leader of the healthcare division, who was looking for someone at my level to work with him on setting, operationalizing, and implementing the new strategy for this division. He offered for me to move to Berlin to work with him directly. I had never worked with him before. I saw this as an opportunity to learn, not just about working in Germany, but from this partner about how to do and accomplish his vision. From there, I was asked to join even more side projects about our technology design and investments, while still focusing on clients in the healthcare industry. Because I was based in Berlin, I got to know the team there well, including Brigitte, who had then just been named to the board in charge of technology for the firm. She had offered to sponsor part of my MBA if I were to join her team full-time as the firm started its digital transformation. Now I'm moving into a role to lead digital platforms for the entire firm, working directly for our Chief Information Officer. I studied political science and German as an undergraduate. I focused on marketing and strategy in my master's. My expertise is on what makes C-level and senior executives successful in pharmaceutical companies, how to find them and how to assess them. But pursuing my curiosity about technology has unlocked the next step in my career. I share this story for 3 reasons. The first, obviously, is to inspire you to be curious. In the words of Howard Schultz, every experience prepares you for the next one. You just don't ever know what the next one is going to be. The second reason is that whenever you want to complain about something, see it instead as an opportunity to suggest improvement, and do not be surprised if you become part of the solution. And the third is to calm the parents in the audience, especially if your new graduate is studying something, as my parents called it, as fluffy as political science. Parents, you have worked hard over the last 18 years to help shape the adult your child has become. Trust that you have instilled in them the right amount of responsibility, ethics, and hard work that will help them become a success regardless of the area of study they intend to pursue. And graduates, let me be one of the first to congratulate you on becoming the MMI class of 2018. You have accomplished a lot on your journey thus far, and the next few years will present some of the most exciting and challenging experiences you will encounter in your lives. Take the time to be curious. Have the patience that success does not come overnight. It does not come in the way that you might expect. But through working hard and keeping your eyes and minds open to the variety of opportunities which will present themselves to you. MMI has built the foundation for each of you to go determine how you will have impact on the world and how you will follow your passions. And all of us here cannot wait to see what you are capable of achieving.
Thank you, Mallory. Really working through 80 years of age? I'm glad you said that. That's what I was wondering. We now come to that part of the ceremony that the seniors have been waiting for, the awarding of diplomas. Mr. Hersker, I certify to the MMI Board of Directors that the members of this class before you have met all the requirements for graduation. These qualified and worthy individuals should be awarded an MMI diploma with all the privileges and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I invite Mr. Hersker and Ms. Brown to join me up front to present diplomas and congratulate these students. As they do so, Mr. Vincent will be doing the name roll call.
Gabriella Marie Kupcho. Gabby, the valedictorian of the class of 2018, will attend Drexel University pursuing a degree in biomedical engineering with a minor in Spanish in conjunction with the accelerated BS-MD program. Gabriella is a graduate of the Pennsylvania Governor's School for Sciences, Junior Leadership Hazleton, and the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Forum. Gabriella served as Senior Class Secretary, President of the Spanish National Honor Society, Secretary of the Science National Honor Society, and as a tutor in the MMI Peer Tutoring Program. She competed in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science and the MMI chapter of the Future Business Leaders of America. Gabriella is a 4-year member of the varsity volleyball and softball teams, and she earned recognition as a PIAA District II Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association Scholar Athlete. Aaron Michael Ralph Harmon. Aaron, class of 2018 Salutatorian, will attend Kutztown University of Pennsylvania, where he will major in computer science. Aaron was president of the Math National Honor Society and earned recognition as the 2018 Jake Kislin 56 Polonaise Society Award winner at MMI. He was also a member of the MMI Chamber Ensemble, the MMI Drama Club, MMI Prepper Playhouse, and the Science Olympiad team. Lauren Elizabeth Freeman. Lauren will attend Rutgers University, where she will major in public health and political science. Lauren was a 4-year member of the MMI cheerleading team and participated in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science. Lauren also served as a peer tutor and actively volunteered with Big Brother, Big Sister organization. George Francis Palermo. George will attend the University of Miami, where he will major in finance and minor in political science. George earned recognition as one of the 2018 Hazleton Elks Teenager of the Year and was named as the PIAA District II Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association Scholar Athlete. He served as co-captain of the boys basketball team and captain of the varsity golf team, and he was a 4-year member of the golf, basketball, and baseball teams. George was a member of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter, MMI Student Council, where he served as class representative, and the MMI mock trial team. He is also a graduate of the Junior Leadership Hazleton program. Madison Ray Perchak. Maddie will attend West Virginia University, where she will major in forensic and investigative science with a minor in forensic psychology and mortuary science. Madison is a 4-year member of the varsity basketball, softball, and volleyball teams. She also served as captain of the varsity basketball team, and earned recognition as a PIAA District II Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association Scholar Athlete. She is a member of the Interact Club, the Relay for Life team, the Future Business Leaders of America chapter, where she placed all 4 years, and volunteered with the Supporting Autism and Families Everywhere program. Kyle Robert Falatko. Kyle will attend Lafayette College, where he will major in physics. Kyle served as historian for the Chinese National Honor Society. He is also a member of the MMI Drama Club, the MMI Prepper Playhouse, the Literary Magazine staff, the Interact Club, and the Peer Tutoring Program. Anna Elizabeth Haber. Anna will attend the University of Scranton, where she will major in occupational therapy. Anna was a member of the MMI cheerleading team, the varsity golf team, and she served as a tutor in the MMI tutoring program. She was also a member of the Interact Club, the MMI Relay for Life team, and the Future Business Leaders of America chapter. John Michael Millay III. Jack will attend the University of Scranton, where he will major in biophysics with a pre-medicine concentration. Jack is a graduate of the Junior Leadership Hazleton program and a member of the mock trial team, the Science Olympiad team, and ran track for MMI at his home district. He served as captain of the cross-country team, treasurer of both the National Honor Society and the Math National Honor Society, and as a tutor for the MMI Peer Tutoring Program. Sydney Ann Karpovich. Sydney will attend Villanova University, where she will major in accounting with minors in Chinese and international business. Sydney is a co-captain of the MMI Relay for Life team, president of the Interact Club, and co-president of the Chinese National Honor Society. She is a graduate of the Junior Leadership Hazleton program and serves as a senior board member for this year's program. She is also a graduate of the Pennsylvania School for Global Entrepreneurship. Sydney is also a member of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter, the MMI cheerleading team, and the varsity golf team, and served as a tutor for the MMI Peer Tutoring Program. Stephanie Rose Zellner. Stephanie will attend St. Joseph's University, where she will major in international relations with a minor in Chinese and theater. Stephanie will serve as class president every year. Stephanie served as the class president every year for the past 6 years. She also served as a tutor in the MMI Peer Tutoring Program, vice president of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter, secretary of the Chinese National Honor Society, and editor-in-chief for the MMI yearbook. Stephanie was a member of the varsity volleyball team and the MMI Chamber Ensemble, as well as the MMI Drama Club, the MMI Prepper Playhouse, where she served as stage manager and student director. Stephanie served as a member of the MMI Student Ambassador Program and earned recognition as the inaugural MMI Ambassador Award recipient. Cole Anthony Wenner. Cole will attend Wilkes University, where he gained acceptance to the Doctor of Pharmacy Guaranteed Seat program. Cole is a member of the Junior A ice hockey team in the Eastern Hockey League. He also served as a tutor in the MMI Peer Tutoring Program. Jacqueline J. Braunstein. Jacqueline will attend the Bloomsburg University of Pennsylvania, where she will major in communications with a minor in Spanish. Jacqueline is a 3-year member of the girls' varsity tennis team and served as a tutor in the MMI Peer Tutoring Program. Jacqueline was a member of the MMI Literary Magazine and served as chief editor of the poetry and co-editor of photography and artwork. Hunter S. O'Clair. Hunter will attend Washington and Jefferson College and is undecided on his major. Hunter was a member of the MMI Prepper Playhouse, the MMI Drama Club, and the mock trial team. He also participated in the MMI Assembly Program's Best of the Best competition twice in his high school career. Angelica Azqueta Alday. Angel will attend Duquesne University, where she will major in biomedical engineering with a pre-medical concentration. She also gained admission to the Joint Accelerated Medical Degree Program between Duquesne and the Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. She was a 4-year member of the varsity volleyball team, president of the MMI Student Council, vice president of the National Spanish Honor Society, secretary of the Math National Honor Society, and participated in both the Chamber Ensemble, MMI Prepper Playhouse, the MMI Student Ambassador Program, the MMI Peer Tutoring Program, and the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science. Angel is a graduate of the Junior Leadership Wilkesboro Program, and she served as a student mentor for the program during her senior year. She is also a graduate of the Pennsylvania Governor's School for Sciences. Mark Christian Lobitz. Mark will attend Drexel University, where he will major in economics with a minor in genetics through their Bachelor of Science and Juris Doctorate Accelerated Law program. Mark was a 4-year member of the varsity baseball team, and he served as the president of the National Honor Society. He was also a member of the MMI Drama Club, a state competitor in the Future Business Leaders of America, and a 4-year member of the MMI Mock Trial team. Jacob Reed Schwabe. Jacob will attend Temple University, where he will major in accounting. Jacob was a member of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter and served as the 2017-2018 FBLA State Secretary and the 2016-2017 FBLA Regional Secretary. Jacob served as a member of the Hazleton Can-Do Student Board of Directors and the Hazleton Junior City Council. He served as class representative for the MMI Student Council, and he was a member of the MMI cheerleading team and the MMI mock trial team. Abigail May Paul. Abby will attend West Virginia University, where she will major in chemical engineering with a minor in biology. She was a member of the MMI Student Ambassador Program, as well as the varsity tennis, varsity softball, and cheerleading teams. She is an active member in the Girl Scouts of America and is currently working to finalize her Gold Award project. Abby competed in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science every year since 7th grade and earned recognition as the Pennsylvania Science Talent Search Outstanding Junior. James Ritchie Lambert, Jr. James will attend New York University, Shanghai, where he will major in business and finance with a minor in Chinese. James served as the Student Council Vice President and was a member of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter. He also earned the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America. Hava Braca Eve Kornblatt. Hava will attend the George Washington University, where she will double major in human services and social justice and public health. Hava earned recognition as one of 2 2018 Hazleton Elks Teenager of the Year. She served as treasurer of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter and earned a place at the National FBLA competition 2 years in a row. She competed in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science and served as a co-assistant editor of the yearbook and as a tutor in the MMI Peer Tutoring Program. Nicolo Mariano Catone. Nicolo will attend the Pennsylvania College of Technology, where he will major in automotive technology, collision, and body repair. Nicolo served as president and treasurer of the National German Honor Society and co-editor and treasurer of the MMI Literary Magazine. Anya Nadine Duraco. Anya will attend the Savannah College of Art and Design, where she will major in photojournalism. Anya was a 4-year member of the varsity volleyball team and a 4-year manager of the boys basketball team. She was also a 4-year member of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter and an active volunteer with the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, as well as the Supporting Autism and Families Everywhere program. Mahad Mohammed. Mahad will attend the University of Scranton, where he will major in biology with a pre-medicine concentration. Mahad was a 3-year member of the varsity soccer team and served as vice president of the Science National Honor Society, as well as the Student Council representative. He is also a member of the mock trial team, Future Business Leaders of America chapter, and competed in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science. Julia Elise Snyder. Julia will attend the University of Scranton, where she will major in the arts and sciences with a minor in Spanish and a pre-law concentration. Julia served as president of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter and earned a place in the National FBLA competition for the past 2 years. She also served as the tutor in the MMI Peer Tutoring Program, treasurer of the class of 2018, Relay for Life co-captain, and secretary of the Spanish National Honor Society. She is a member of the MMI Drama Club, the Interact Club, the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science, and a 4-year member of the MMI varsity softball and soccer teams. Julia also received recognition as the 2015 and 2017 Miss Hazleton Outstanding Teen. Joshua Scott Kaleda Kenya. Josh will attend Lehigh University, where he will major in business and engineering through the Integrated Business and Engineering Program. Josh served as a tutor in the MMI Peer Tutoring Program, president of the National Honor Society, vice president of the Chinese National Honor Society, and vice president of the Interact Club. He competed in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science and was a member of the Envirothon and varsity golf team. Talia Elizabeth Lagerfo. Talia will attend Marist College, where she will major in fashion merchandising with a concentration in product development. Talia is a member of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter, a 4-year member of the MMI cheerleading and volleyball teams, and captain of the Relay for Life team in her junior year. She is also actively volunteered with Big Brothers Big Sisters program. Mercy Centrella. Mercy will enlist in the United States Navy after graduation, where she will train to become a hospital corpsman. She was a member of the Interact Club, the mock trial team, the MMI Literary Magazine staff, and the MMI Drama Club and MMI Prepper Playhouse. Mercy is also an active volunteer in her church community. Robert Matthew Murphy Hostler. Robert will attend Harrisburg University of Science and Technology, where he will major in computer and information science. Robert earned the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America. Kaylin Rose McGran. Kaylin will attend Temple University, where she will major in nursing with a minor in psychology. Kaylin is a graduate of the Junior Leadership Hazleton Program and the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Forum. She served as Science National Honor Society treasurer and vice president of her class during her junior and senior years. Kaylin is a 4-year member of the varsity volleyball and softball teams and a member of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter and the Relay for Life team. Michael Anthony Bademo. Michael will attend Duquesne University, where he is undecided on his major. Michael was a 4-year member of the varsity baseball and varsity basketball teams and served as co-captain of the basketball team this year. Michael was a member of the Future Business Leaders of America chapter, the Helping Hands Tutoring Program, and the Big Brother Big Sisters of America. Lauren Elizabeth Banez. Lauren will attend Misericordia University, where she will major in medical imaging and sonography. Lauren was a 4-year member of the varsity volleyball team, a 2-year member of the varsity softball team, and served as manager of the boys basketball team for the past 2 years. Zachary Ryan Guerra. Zach will attend Delaware Technical Community College, where he will major in criminal justice. He is a member of the National Wildlife Turkey Federation and a 6-year member of the American Trap Shooting Association and Barren Acres, where he competed and earned 1st in the state and 7th in the nation. Gunnar Lee Jankowskis. Gunnar will attend Indiana University of Pennsylvania, where he will major in business and minor in Chinese, while also participating in the Army ROTC program after earning a 3-year ROTC scholarship. Gunnar was a 3-year member of the varsity soccer team, the MMI Student Ambassador Program, the MMI Drama Club, MMI Prepper Playhouse, and served as treasurer of the Chinese National Honor Society. Lauren Tess Babinetz. Lauren will attend the George Washington University, where she will double major in security policy and international environmental studies. Lauren was a member of the MMI Student Ambassador Program, MMI Prepper Playhouse, captain of the varsity soccer team, and co-president of the National Chinese Honor Society. She was a 2-year member of the Envirothon and a 6-year participant in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of a Science. Lauren is also a graduate of the Junior Leadership Hazleton Program and represented MMI at the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Forum. Daniel Thomas McBride. Dan will attend King's College, and he is undecided on his major. Daniel served as an active volunteer within the Eagle Rock community at the July 4th Parade and the annual Memorial Day service. Jet Chen. Jet will attend the Pennsylvania State University, where he will major in mechanical engineering. Jet was a member of the varsity baseball team and the Science Olympiad team. Mark Lewis Sitch. Mark will attend Temple University, where he will major in mechanical and electrical engineering. Mark was a 4-year member of the varsity cross-country team. He earned the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America. Caitlin Marie Klein. Caitlin will attend the University of Pittsburgh, where she will major in neuroscience. Caitlin is a level 10 gymnast at Northeast Gymnastics Academy, and she will continue on to the Division I gymnastics team at Pitt. She served as treasurer of the MMI Student Council, earned a 10-year National Piano Guild honor, and was a member of the MMI Chamber Ensemble. Caitlin is also a graduate of the Junior Leadership Hazleton Program. Benjamin Michael Lloyd. Ben will attend the Pennsylvania College of Technology, where he will major in computer science. Ben served as vice president of the National Honor Society.
Class of 2018, congratulations to you all. And remember that you are not officially graduated until I give you the signal to launch your caps at the end of the ceremony. I now invite Mr. Hersker, MMI class of 1976 and chairman of the board of directors, back to the podium. You got yours?
Would the class of 2018 please stand? Would all MMI alumni in the audience please stand? MMI class of 2018, the people standing before you represent 139 years of MMI graduates. Until a few minutes ago, you were students at MMI. Now, and for the rest of your lives, you are alumni of MMI. The MMI alumni community now includes 1,890 living graduates worldwide. They are accomplished men and women who represent the highest standards of conduct and achievement. They can be an invaluable resource to you from this day forward. On behalf of the alumni present and those around the world, I welcome you as MMI alumni. At this time, would everyone please rise and join the class of 2018 in the singing of the alma mater, which appears in your programs and on the banner on that wall over there.
You may all be seated. Thank you for those words, Mr. Hersker. So before we conclude, I have a few thank yous I'd like to offer. I want to thank again Ms. Mallory Brown, class of 2002, for joining us tonight and for her great words of wisdom to the graduates. I thank Mr. Hersker and the entire board of directors for their support tonight and throughout the year. I would like to thank Mrs. Tina Lisbinski and Mr. Danny DeMelfi for leading the musical accompaniment and chamber ensemble. Thank you as well to the students in the chamber ensemble. You performed magnificently. And a thank you to the maintenance and office staff for organizing and setting up for graduation. They put so much effort into making sure everything is perfect for this event. And a special thank you to Joanne Oakham, my executive assistant, who puts a lot of effort into this and keeps things moving together. Joanne, where are you? In the back. Let's give her a round. Okay, so this is the drill that's going to happen next, and I need your cooperation. What is going to happen is you're going to see a bunch of hats go in the air, and then the seniors are going to recess. And they are going to come down and line up single file along that wall. And then the faculty are going to go out and come through the receiving line and speaking and shaking each of their hands. And then the board of directors will do that, and then the four of us will do that. In years past, what has happened is once folks get over there, is that families burst over, and I need you not to do that today. This is our last time with your sons and daughters. So let us get through, and then you can have them for the rest of their lifetimes, but we get them tonight, okay? And we invite all of you to join us and the graduates in the cafeteria for a reception afterwards. That reception is provided by the junior class parents. So graduates, please load and stand. Are we ready? It is now my honor to present the MMI class of 2018. Launch your caps. Kyle.